that in the past Joy has dealt with depression, but I would say that that she's in better spirits than one might expect for this situation. She and her husband feel that this baby is a gift from God, and so that was very encouraging to hear.
What do you think about what you've heard from Joy?
I'll be honest. I've been a priest for many years now, and hearing that someone is sad, that someone has come on rough times, is always it's always a distressing time for me, of course. But at the same time, I think that there is hope, and that Joy knows that this isn't an end or a bleak situation.
What is important to do spiritually for someone in this condition?
I've let Joy know that our masses will be videotaped, and that she will be able to stay in touch with the congregation and what's going on in the church through those means, and as well as the fact that I will be continuing to visit her in the hospital and praying with her, letting her know that the body of believers that she's a part of will be praying for her, and that things will continue to go well, and that we will support her in this trying time that she's in.
Father Chisholm, our audience thanks you for talking to us today, and I, Oprah, as well, thank you for talking to us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, Zimmerman, I know you're just an intern, but I'm going to give you a report on Miss Landers like you're a real nurse, because you need to quit being babied so much. We got Miss Landers up from labor and delivery. Her labor was induced with oxytocin. She had a fentanyl Marcaine epidural. Blood pressures in labor and delivery were 126/90 up to 150/104. Her labor was 4.5 hours. She delivered a little boy, Wade Henry, who was 6 pounds 8 ounces. His APGARs were 5 and 9. He was breastfed for 67 minutes on each breast, and then he went to the mother-baby unit. Miss Landers had a placenta that had a 20% concealed abruption with 200 cc clot on it. Her blood loss at birth was 500 cc's. She had some postpartum hemorrhage in the recovery room and bled an additional 300 cc's. She had oxytocin 20 units in her IV bag that's running at 150 cc's per hour. She got Metrogen and Hemabate in the recovery room for the postpartum hemorrhage. The uterine atony is now resolved. What do you got?
Okay, I need to check her blood pressure and check your reflexes and monitor that headache, and I need you to tell me if your vision changes at all. I don't know what else.
You going to check her for any edema?
Yes, edema. In her lungs,
Okay.
there might be some pulmonary edema, so I would listen for crackles. Yeah. And I don't know.
You want some lab results on
Yes,
her?
labs, because I want to monitor and make sure she doesn't develop HELLP syndrome. So.
And what do you think about some of those medicines she got down in labor and delivery?
Well, I had a question about that. I had read that Metrogen is contraindicated for PIH because it causes higher blood pressure. So I didn't know if that's common practice or something I should bring up to the doctor or what.
You do need to talk to the doctor about that. That is generally contraindicated with someone who's had increased blood pressure. In her case, they probably gave it because her bleeding was more of a problem at that point in time than her blood pressure.
Okay. Excuse me, what is HELLP syndrome?
HELLP syndrome describes some things that happen to your blood that we find out in lab studies. Sometimes when you get hypertension, high blood pressure with your pregnancy, you have some changes in your blood. Your red blood cells can break down, and we call that hemolysis. That's what the H stands for. Your liver enzymes, some of the things that your liver produces, can go up. That's elevated liver enzymes, so that's the EL. And then platelets, which are in your blood to help you clot when you bleed, those can drop, and that's the low platelets. So we have HELLP, H-E-L-L-P, describes the lab results that we get.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to go report to Oprah. She's been asking about you. And we'll be back to check in a little bit. Okay.
Hi, Miss Landers. Remember me? I'm your nurse, Catherine. I just came in to check on you, and your blood pressure is a little bit high now. It was 171 over 106. And you know, when I banged on your knee just now, your reflexes are a little bit too hard, and when I pulled your ankle up, your foot bounced up against me. This tells me that your high blood pressure is getting worse, and I need to go and call your doctor, okay?
I am seeing some silvery things, and actually my stomach is killing me right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Any other problems? How's your headache?
it's worse.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn off the lights and put up your side rails, and I'm going to go talk to your doctor, okay?
Okay.
I want you to try to stay real quiet.
Wait, Senior, I'm so glad you could finally make it.
Yes, we want to welcome little Wade here and Wade Sr. to the show.
Let me get the nurse. Hold on.
Nurse! Go get the nurse!
Nurse, my wife's seizing, I think. Come on.
Okay, Zimmerman, she just had a tonic-clonic seizure that lasted about 90 seconds. So we're going to send her back to labor and delivery. But before we transport her, we need to get her magnesium sulfate started. It needs to start at 4 grams per hour in a 50% solution with sterile water. And then it's going to go at 2 grams per hour when she gets downstairs. So what is it you're thinking now?
Okay, well, I would report any systolic pressure above 160 or diastolic above 110. I'm going to watch her respiratory rate, and if it's 12 breaths or less, I'll report that. Urinary output of less than 30 cc's per hour, presence of a headache or visual disturbances or epigastric pain, changes in the DTRs, increasing edema or crackles, more proteinuria.
Thank you for joining us today on the Oprah Show. I hope we gave you an excellent glimpse into the life of a woman with preeclampsia and HELLP syndrome. I hope you join us next time for our update on Joy and her life.